If you intend to beat a stage in Holocure, you're not going to be able to do it with just your passive skills, starting weapon, and special attack. You'll also need weapons and items. Items are a story for another time, but weapons are a story for now. When you start a game, you will have a total of 5 empty weapon slots. In these slots, you can obtain up to 5 different weapons which you can pick whenever you level up, or you can level up the weapons you already have. Every weapon has a maximum level of 7, but this can be upgraded beyond the max level using anvils, though I wouldn't recommend doing so for reasons I will explain later. There are a total of 3 types of weapons in Holocure. The first type of weapon is your starting weapons, which you already know about. Apart from your starting weapon, there are also your basic weapons, which you can get from the level upgrade or the Holozone boxes. These weapons are usable by any character, though some will require certain conditions before you can unlock them. The first weapon I would recommend you get if you're a new player is Spider Cooking. This weapon is one of the weapons you unlock by default, and it creates an area around your character which damages enemies which get inside it. In the early game, this is probably one of the strongest weapons, as it can pretty much kill nearly every enemy that you'll find in the beginning. At its maximum level, Spider Cooking also has a knockback effect, which will push enemies away from you, meaning it still retains some utility even when the enemies become strong enough to shrug off the damage it deals. The next weapon, Elite Bucket, is a weapon that throws a bucket out that leaves a pool of lava underground, which damages enemies. At max level, it throws 4 buckets out, which leave pools of lava being bigger and doing more damage. Then you got Hollow Bomb, which throws out a bomb a short distance away from the player, which then explodes after some time. At max level, it throws out 3 bombs that deal bigger and more damaging explosions. Then you got Psycho Axe. It throws an axe that spirals away from your character, damaging enemies it hits. It gets bigger and does more damage at max level. Field Book makes 3 books orbit around you which repel enemies and damage them. At max level, you get 6 books that deal more damage. Plug type Asakoko creates a missile-like tail that shoots out at a random target. It will shoot out 4 tails that knock back enemies and deal more damage at max level. And the last weapon you unlock by default is the Glow Stick. It throws a glow stick that flies at a nearby target and then flies back to the player. If it reaches the maximum number of targets it can hit, the glow stick will explode. At max level, it will throw out 4 glow sticks with a higher hit limit and more damage. The next basic weapons are ones where you have to complete certain conditions to unlock. Fortunately, most of the conditions are fairly straightforward, and you can always check the achievements menu if you want to figure out what the unlock conditions are. The first weapon you'll probably unlock that isn't unlocked by default is Fan Beam. It shoots a beam horizontally that damages and knocks back enemies on hit. At max level, you will shoot 2 beams on either side of your character that do more damage. To unlock it, all you have to do is defeat Fubuzilla, the boss at the 10-minute mark of stage 1. The next major weapon you'll want to unlock is Cutting Board, which you can do by surviving 10 minutes as Ninomai Inani in a single run. It throws out a cutting board that damages and knocks back targets behind you, and at max level throws 2 additional boards on your sides that are bigger and do more damage. What is unique about Cutting Board is that for certain characters, the cutting boards will be 30% bigger and deal 30% more damage. The characters who get this bonus are Gawr Gura, Ninomai Inani, Hoshimachi Suisei, Natsuhiro Matsuri, and Murasaki Shion. This will be important to remember because it ties into the unlock condition of the next weapon. To unlock Bounce Ball, you will need to survive 10 minutes in a single run as one of the previous 5 characters I mentioned while equipped with the cutting board. It's important to remember that you have to equip the cutting board before the 10-minute mark in a level, or else you won't unlock Bounce Ball. As for what Bounce Ball does, it creates a ball that will damage a random target before bouncing around to hit other targets. At max level, it drops more balls to deal more damage, and like Cutting Board, it also has a unique effect where some characters will get larger balls. The next weapon, Idol Song, doesn't have as convoluted of an unlock condition. To unlock it, all you need to do is survive a stage for 10 minutes as Iris. Idol Song creates 2 music notes that travel vertically, damaging enemies they hit. At max level, the notes are bigger and do more damage. X Potato, unlocked by surviving for 10 minutes with Inugami Korone, throws a potato that bounces around on screen before exploding in an X pattern, damaging enemies it hits. At max level, it throws 4 potatoes that do more damage. Whammy Water is a weapon that is unlocked by beating stage mode while equipped with the item Sakte. It creates a shotgun blast of water in front of your character that knocks back enemies and damages them. At max level, the blast is bigger, does more damage, knocks the enemies back further, and also stuns them temporarily. CEO Tears is unlocked by beating stage mode on stage 2 and is probably one of the best weapons you can get. It shoots out tears that deal damage to single enemies at a rapid pace, and at max level the fire rate and damage of these tears is increased. The last basic weapon is Ien's Curse, which is unlocked by beating stage mode on stage 3. It shoots out an energy ball in front of your character that damages the first enemy it hits. When it hits an enemy, the curse has a chance to bounce to other nearby enemies, damaging them as well. At max level, it fires 3 curses that deal more damage the more they chain off enemies. So all these weapons seem fine and dandy. However, if you look at the time of this video, you'll probably realize that there's more to cover, which brings us to the third type of weapon, collab weapons. Collab weapons are significantly more powerful weapons and as such require more work to get. To get a collab weapon, you must first have 2 basic weapons at level 7. If the 2 basic weapons are compatible, then the stage will drop a golden anvil. Getting that golden anvil will allow you to fuse those 2 basic weapons into a stronger collab weapon, which will by default only have 1 level. Any extra levels you got on your weapons via overleveling will not transfer over, hence why you shouldn't use anvils to overlevel basic weapons, but instead on collab weapons. Due to the fact that there are only 5 empty weapon slots, you can only have a total of 4 collabs in a single game, so plan how you choose your weapons wisely. Here's a picture of all the weapons and what collabs they form. If you want my opinions on the collabs, then I'll say that these collabs are the best, these collabs suck, this collab is fun, and these collabs hurt my eyes. However, if you want a definitive answer on which collabs and which weapons you should be taking, then all I can say is it depends on the character you're playing. A weapon that is good on one character may be mediocre on another, and vice versa. In the future, I'll talk about characters and which weapons work best with them. So yeah, thanks for watching, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and as usual, happy holocuring.